Hey everybody, so I'm out here visiting one of my best friends out on the eastern side of Michigan, and he recently got a Grimsmo Knives Norseman. He was picked through the raffle or the lottery on their website. He signed up for both the Rask and the Norseman. He got picked for the Norseman. So this is the one he received from the Maker's Choice. So I'm going to start right out with the packaging. You get a nice case, branded Grimsmo Knives, probably made in Canada. Nice case. It's not a Pelican or anything, but it's you can tell it's well made. And here it is. And you get a nano oil, a Torx wrench, and then the knife. Which one of my favorite parts about the packaging is the fit from the knife to the foam. It just fits in there, super nice. It's nice and snug fit, and it's precise and tolerance made for that knife. So I'll put that aside right now. Got a relief pocket cut for the pocket clip. And then obviously lift here, and you get your certificate of authenticity. This one's WL34 steel, stonewash, light blue, titanium. Everything's stonewash on it with ceramic bearings that they actually machine their own bearing races. Then you get a sticker as well. Super cool knife. I just held it today. I've never seen one or held one before. But I've been absolutely blown away with the tolerances and the machining on this. It literally just, it's like a guillotine. It drops clothes super fast, super quick, super smooth. Really no hot spots on it. The most hot spotty feel is the thumb stud, a little bit of the pocket clip, or the flipper tab and the pocket clip at the very end where it's super thin. Everything else is really nice, rounded over, smooth. Everything about this knife is super smooth. You can see there you have the 3D stepped milling on the blade, and it's hand sharpened by Eric, who is John's brother. Nice rounded spine on the blade. Doesn't go the whole distance, it just goes on the main edge of it. But really well machined. You can see the Grimsmo Norseman head there, and then they even machine their own screws. A really high attention to detail on this knife. I mean, even on their screws, you can tell they had a little divot pattern along the perimeter of the screw, or the circumference of the screws. And on the inside, I don't know if you can tell, I have a picture of it. We just took it apart and cleaned it. But on the inside, it says Norseman, August 2018, which this one was made in. And it has the Grimsmo head on it and the made in Canada and a maple leaf on it. Super sweet knife. Very sharp out of the box. We cut some paper with it and dulled it up real quick. Hidden hardware on the pocket clip, lanyard hole. Has an over travel stop and a carbonized lock surface. And of course the ceramic ball bearings, which even when this thing falls closed like that, the blade, I mean, it is rock solid. No blade play at all. I asked my buddy what are his pros and cons about the knife is, and he said the cons, the price, and the pros, everything about this knife. It's an awesome knife, well designed, well machined, well manufactured knife. My biggest probably gripe with it is it has a very stiff detent, and sometimes your fingers slip on the flipper tab. That's, I mean, maybe a little different flipper tab geometry would help in that. But other than that, this knife is absolutely perfect in every single way possible. It just drops closed. My buddy mentioned that he doesn't like how when it drops closed, it bounces out like that. So it doesn't lock in when it first hits. So it just bounces right off of there, and then you gotta shake it in. But this is probably one of the smoothest knives I've ever felt. It's a big knife. We wanted to do some knives comparison here, so this is a 940. We'll do like that. So probably not quite an inch longer than 940. This is my buddy's Nirvana. A little bit, overall length they're exactly the same. This one has a little bit longer of a blade length on it. And this one's also an integral. Here's a Microtech Ultratech. So if you include the glass break, you're talking about maybe 5/8, half an inch of difference there. And then Another Canadian custom is my Brian Ty Tac 2. So you're talking probably 3/4 of an inch there on overall. I mean, this is a 3.5 inch blade. I don't know the exact dimension on the blade length there, but I'll do a separate video comparing these two since they are both. This one's fully CNC machine. This one's CNC machine with some handwork on the blade. Since they are both made out of Canada, I'll do a separate video comparing those two. But this knife is absolutely amazing. I haven't had much experience with customs. I obviously have my Brian Ty, and I have a Brian Ty and Friends, which I guess you could claim as a mid-tech. I don't know how much that is a mid-tech, but and then I've held a Marfion custom. So I don't really have a lot of experience with customs, but you can tell this is well machined, well thought out, and it's just an awesome knife. My favorite part about it is A, the action, and B, the ingenuity behind it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually 2 stop pins in there. And what that does is it allows John and Eric to fine-tune the knife in the detent opening position and as well as the closed position. So on a lot of knife makers, they'll set the detent so where it's closed, it's holding it in perfectly. And then they'll assemble the knife, put it together, and open it and see how far they have lock engagement. And then they'll grind that lock surface on the blade. With a blade, 2 different blade stop pins, you can fine tune that distance so you don't have to go back and grind the knife a whole bunch. Speaking of lock, you're looking at probably 30%-ish on that. But this thing is super cool. It's fairly clean right now, so you know once you touch it, it leaves an oil residue, and you just clean it up with a little bit of Windex. A little bit of jimping on the top of the spine and on the flipper tab, and this is a very comfortable knife. I've got pretty substantially sized hands, and it's a very, very comfortable knife. No sharpening choil or no finger choil. I don't know if they're gonna do that in their next iterations of the knife, but another cool part about this is they actually have a ramped detent blade. So on a lot of knives, so I'll do a video on this as well, but this is my buddy's new React Jack. So you can feel like, so you get that lock bar over the blade, and then you hit that detent ball. So it's kind of like a 2-stage. You get over that, and then you hit the detent ball. Whereas this one has a ramped on the blade for a detent ball, so you just move it over, and that detent ball slowly goes up the ramp so you don't feel that. It also makes a different noise. It's like, if you listen very closely to a knife opening, you hear like the detent ball snap, and then the knife hitting the blade stop. Whereas this is just a one solid chunk. Super cool knife. I have nothing but good things to say about this. If I were to change some things, I'm not a big fan of lanyard loops. I think you have this elegantly gorgeous blade, and then you have a hole right in the middle of it, or on the side of it, and it just detracts from the beauty of it. They don't have a stainless steel lock insert. They do carbonize the edge, but they do have a lock bar stabilized in there, so you won't overstress that. But super cool knife. I just wanted to do a quick video on it to show you if you've never seen one. I'm sure you've seen videos on it. It's a very popular knife. This one is 1388 serial number, so it is after their 1000th Mark 1. This one was made in August of 2018. So just wanted to do a video on that and show it off. It's an awesome knife. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.